Um, so just 1 second, I need to, all right, so maybe just, I know we are meeting also with my trading friends here for some time now, but just for the sake of anyone here probably who may not know me, Jeremiah Kendagor is my name, a banker by profession, been a banker for almost 28 years. Retired finally this year in June, and I'm glad I'm out here doing a number of things. I do Forex trading, and I do many other things, all right? And about 2 weeks and a few days ago, I came across this particular project that I want to discuss with us today, a very exciting project that I am personally so passionate about. After coming to learn and see how it is working and how it's impacting many lives and so on. And basically, so what is this project? It's a revolution, actually. It's the fourth revolution, and it is based on the revolution that has happened, especially in the financial sector, to do with money, all right? To do with money and so on. And it's based on blockchain technology, which I believe, as all of us would know, is actually a revolutionary advancement after internet came into being, all right? You know very well that before the internet, you know how learning used to be, how information used to flow. Then when the internet came, it was a revolution, okay? It was a revolution, and many people now are able to advance in knowledge. You can actually, right now, just by the click of the button, know anything, all right? You just ask Google, and Google will give you a ton of information about whatever subject you may want to know. Now, when it comes to finances, the blockchain technology has come in to revolutionize many of the things that we do, all right? Also including money. So probably even what I want to discuss with us today, just as a way of introducing what we want to discuss tonight about the subject matter, is just to take a quick history of how money has developed over the centuries, how we have the kind of money we have today, all right? And I'll just begin by reminding us about the barter trade, all right? In the agrarian age, all right, the basic way, all right, the basic way that people used to, all right, the basic way that people used to exchange money, or rather exchange goods, was exchanging goods for goods. That is what we refer to as barter trade. So one village probably had millet, and another village had goats, and so they would come, and the person who had the millet and wants the goat can actually exchange his millet for the goat. But all of you know that with time, that particular barter trade became very, very difficult to be able to administer on everyday activities that people needed, all right? So you find that somebody needed maybe just a small portion of millet, and they cannot give away the whole of his goat in order to acquire maybe a small portion of unga or something like that, for that matter. So of course there came other medium of exchanges that replaced now exchanging goods for goods. And that's when the development of paper money that came into being, all right? Give me So the next stage of revolution was the industrial age. Now, how did paper money come into being? Basically, what used to happen was that the advancement of the barter trade, gave rise to the use of the gold standard, all right? And cowrie shells came from cowrie shells, then it came to the gold standard. And I don't want to go into the long of that story, but we know, of course, that in 1971, Nixon delinked paper money from the gold standard, all right? And that is where there came problems in the financial sector that kept on recurring almost every 10 years. There was a financial crisis that gave rise to inflation and so many things that happened. And the final one that actually broke the camel's back was in 2008, the financial crisis of 2008, okay? And I think out of that particular event, there are people that came up and decided to use the blockchain technology to come up with a currency that does not respond, or that does not lose value just because of inflation. And so the Bitcoin was created. And how was Bitcoin made not to lose value with inflation? It was given a limited number. There will only, of course, be, I'm sure most of you know, that there will only be 21 million Bitcoins that will ever be made available, all right? And the last Bitcoin that will be mined will probably be mined in by the year 2040, all right? Some of you may know that. Some of you know that Bitcoin halves the amount of Bitcoins that are released into the market every 4 years. Some of you know, of course, that right now, I think we have mined about, I think 18 million coins of Bitcoin, and about 4 million of that is lost because people have lost their passwords or people have died and things like that. So Bitcoin came to solve one of the issues of inflation, okay? And it also created one other aspect about cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency can also be regarded as an asset, all right? As an asset. So anyway, I don't want to go to belabor so much about Bitcoin and blockchain and all that. But what I just want to emphasize at this particular point is that blockchain technology is a revolution in itself. And Bitcoin, as a result of that, and many of the other currencies that have actually, cryptocurrencies that have come into the space of cryptocurrency space, which is over 4,000 coins right now, is a revolution in itself. In fact, so maybe just to give us the simplest definition of what blockchain is. In simple terms, blockchain is can be described as data structure that holds transactional records, and while ensuring security, transparency, and decentralization. You can also think of it as a chain of records stored in a form of blocks, which are controlled by no single authority. So again, that is also a very important point that you probably we want to come up with. I think the main things that I want to emphasize here is decentralization and the fact that there is no single authority that governs Bitcoin. Right now, Bitcoin is all over the place and no one can stop cryptocurrency, all right? And it is decentralized, and it is and it is perpetually will happen like that, all right? So let me now develop the subject matter that I want to talk about this evening, and also talk about the people who have gained in the cryptocurrency revolution, and also those who have lost, all right? And I'll start with those who have lost in the cryptocurrency space, all right? And most of these are people who buy tokens, all right? And this was very famous, especially in the 2017, when tokens were being used by several people over the internet. You could buy tokens cryptocurrency tokens, and some of them could gain in value and some of them could lose in value. Actually, the majority of them lost in value. All right. So nowadays, tokens is not necessarily the best way to gain in the cryptocurrency world. Okay. Before you buy any token, you need to do a lot of research to know whether that particular token is based on genuine business proposition or something that may not see the light of day. The other area that used to be very lucrative in the cryptocurrency world is mining, all right? But nowadays, mining is not as lucrative as it used to be. And the basic reason is big multinational companies, and especially the Chinese, all right, have taken over mining from the retail, you and me, who may want to try and get into the cryptocurrency world. Currently, over 90% of mining is controlled by the Chinese because they are able to manufacture the machines for mining, and they have cheap electricity. All right, so that's one of the areas in which you may find a little bit difficult. Now, there is a very interesting area that I really want to emphasize upon right now, and that is programs that are giving you return on investment. Now, why do I want to really emphasize this? Because obviously you know what these ones are. These are actually pyramid scams, all right? And I am emphasizing the word scam, all right? In fact, these are fraudulent frauds that are actually happening right in front of our eyes, okay? People come up with programs and say that they are able to trade, they are able to do sport betting, they are able to do so many other things, and they promise you return on investment and tell you that you invest on certain packages, maybe 1,000, you earn certain percentage, 2,000, you earn certain percentages, just to lure you to give them your hard-earned money, all right? And of course, they will pay you something initially, and obviously, how are they paying you? They are paying you using the list, the new entrants. The new entrants money I used to pay the older ones, all right? So these are called return on investment programs. Normally, most of them will collapse with time. They may take long, okay, depending on the narrative behind what they do, okay? The sweeter the narrative they can concoct to tell you how they are able to make money for you, the longer that program probably will last, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe even 3 years, all right? But any return on investment type of program, especially the ones that insist that you do not need to recruit anyone, that you just bring the money and go and sit down and you earn your money forever. I will tell you, those programs will always come to an end. Of course, if you want to play in that league, make sure that you are among the first ones, make sure that you are a good marketer, make sure that you can be able to recruit as fast as possible because they have binary payments and things like that. And of course, the problem is that at the end of the day, most of the people that you recruit finally, especially the last ones that you are recruiting, will lose a lot of money. All right. So that's an area that I really want to emphasize, that an area many people have lost, especially in the cryptocurrency world. Why in the cryptocurrency world? Because you cannot run such programs on the normal, everyday, the financial sphere that we know. That is, for example, the banking sector. You cannot use the banking sector to run such programs because they are fraudulent and they will be caught. Even on M-Pesa, you cannot run a pyramid scheme on M-Pesa. But on cryptocurrency, you can run any program because no one monitors the movement of money through cryptocurrency field. So that's an area that you probably might really want to watch out. Now, let's discuss the area in which people have gained in this industry or in this area of cryptocurrency. One of them could be controversial probably to some of you and so on. Maybe you may know this. But yes, Forex trading. Forex trading can actually make you money. But unfortunately, you need a lot of knowledge and you need a lot of experience to be able to make money in Forex trading on a consistent basis. Some of you probably may already know that, all right? That even to become a professional Forex trader, it may take you not less than 6 years or even 10 years to master the trade of the skill of trading, unless you have a mentor who can take you by the hand and you follow the rules correctly, is when you can actually make money on Forex trading. In fact, of course, you know the rule in Forex trading that 90% of Forex traders lose 90% of their investment in 90 days. But yes, if you look at it the other way around, 10% of Forex traders make money. All right. So that's an area that you may want to look at. But the one that actually works is buying and holding over a period of time. All right. For example, if you had bought Bitcoin at the beginning of this year, it was only going for approximately $10,000 a piece. Right now, it's going for almost $27,000. You would have gained a big chunk if you had held up to this time. Normally, for buying to hold, you need a huge amount to invest. All right, you need to be able to invest good amount of money, and you need also time. All right, a minimum of 5 years to be able to realize the benefit of whole the cryptocurrency world. Right now, where the cryptocurrency is going higher and higher. But as you know, every move has a pullback. All right. Right now, the Bitcoin may have hit and hold an all-time high of 3 million shillings to the Kenya shilling, but it could pull back. It could pull back to as low as even 1 million a piece. All right. Will you be able to hold over the long haul until it actually gains currency? So that's an area that you may want to look at. All right. You need to invest a lot and so on. So today I want to discuss with us a very interesting area called smart contracts. All right. Smart contracts. And this is now where you can use little amount of money to accumulate a lot of cryptocurrency over maybe even a shorter period of time, and so be able to gain in the cryptocurrency world. So I want to talk about smart contracts a little bit. So the first thing that I really want to emphasize about smart contracts is the nature of a smart contract. First of all, a smart contract is just like cryptocurrency, is decentralized, meaning that the moment a smart contract has been placed on the blockchain, it is no longer under the control of the owners or the creators of that particular smart contract. All right. And again, there are no administrators. A smart contract is a self-executing program. It is not affected by management because there are no management at all. In fact, it is irrelevant who created the smart contract. A smart contract is self-executing, does not need even the owner that created it to monitor what it does. Now, those are the things that I really want to emphasize before I actually discuss the specific smart contract that I want to discuss with us today. Okay? And again, you are in full control of your funds. You are in full control of your funds. And when you use, especially the smart contract I want to discuss, the payouts are instantaneous, and they are directed through the blockchain. Income is unlimited, and it is completely transparent. All right, you can actually see exactly how money is made. All right, how money is made through the decentralized project. Now, this is as opposed to a centralized project. And a centralized project are like the programs that I've just mentioned. the return on investment type of programs, because they normally have an owner. It's actually a company. They probably could even be having offices in certain countries or in certain places, all right? And they are controlled by a certain person, all right? And the moment that particular person hits their target that they were looking to raise, they were looking to hit a certain target of income, they close the tap, all right? And people lose money. So that's what happens to a centralized project. So I really want to emphasize the importance of knowing that a smart contract is a decentralized project that is not controlled by anyone, all right? So in fact, this is the definition of a smart contract. A smart contract is a programming code that is self-operating. It is placed directly on the blockchain. It can never be hacked or stopped. Just like today, you know, Bitcoin has never been hacked. In fact, what has only happened within the cryptocurrency world is people stealing other people's coins in their wallets. If somebody can compromise your keys, the keys to your wallet, then he can steal your Bitcoins. But the Bitcoin itself cannot be compromised. What can be compromised is your wallet. So normally what we say is that keep your secret words, all right, or your keys to your wallet completely safe, and do never ever expose them to a third party, all right? So once deployed, okay, once a smart contract is deployed, it cannot be changed. This means it does not require an admin or a company to run it. It runs on its own. It does exactly what it is programmed to do. I want to emphasize this. The project, in fact, that we want to discuss right now, you should not ask and say, who created it? Where are they based? Is it from Kenya, or is it from Japan, or is it from anywhere? It's irrelevant who created it. It could have been Osama bin Laden, if, for that matter. It could be the Pope who created it. It could be Trump. It could be me. It could be anyone. It could be a Russian. It could be a Chinese. It could be a Japanese. It could be anyone. It's irrelevant, because a smart contract, once placed on the blockchain, cannot be changed even by the owner. So it does exactly what it has been programmed to do, and it will always continue to do that. Actually, this is a definition by the that is found on Investopedia, and anyone can actually Google that, and you can actually find that definition of a smart contract in the internet. Now, which particular smart contract am I talking about? I'm talking about a smart contract by the name of Forsage, which was created and released and deployed on the blockchain, Ethereum blockchain, in February of this year, in February of 2020. Okay, maybe it was even targeting the pandemic that we have, but yes, it was launched on in February 2020. Personally, I came to know about it just about slightly over 2 weeks ago, and I am so glad I did, and I want to describe why I am glad I did, all right? So this particular smart contract is built on Ethereum and also on Tron, but we will specifically talk about the Ethereum smart contract, all right? And why Ethereum? Because Ethereum is the #2 cryptocurrency. It's the #2 cryptocurrency after Bitcoin. And there's a lot of gap between the value of Ethereum and Bitcoin, all right? So Ethereum still has a lot of ground to cover, so you can actually grow with Ethereum. And it's a very stable coin. It currently has a market capitalization of $80 billion, $80 billion, all right? Bitcoin has slightly around $500 billion. So Ethereum is #2 at about 80 million, almost closing into $100 billion. The next coin after this is one that is, I think, at around $20 billion. All right. But what is unique about Ethereum is that Ethereum, apart from being a coin, is also an open source platform where users, that uses blockchain technology to create and run decentralized applications, digital applications called DABBS, all right, that enable users to make agreements and conduct transactions directly with each other to buy, sell, trade goods and services without a middle person, all right, without a middle person. I think that is the most important thing that I want to emphasize there. That apart from Ethereum being a coin, it's also a platform that enables the deployment of smart contracts, all right? And so we want to discuss about this particular smart contract. And one of the things that I want to emphasize why also this is so important is that it builds a community, and so the usage of Ethereum will increase, so the demand will increase, and so the value will also go up, and so everybody will benefit. So let me come to the crux of the matter now and discuss exactly what we are talking about today. So this particular smart contract has two projects, all right, actually three, but two are already operational. The third one will be launched on Monday next week, all right? That is on the 3rd of January. They are launching the third one, which is called X Gold. So currently, right now, we have two projects called Forsage X3 and Forsage X4. Forsage X3 and Forsage X4. So I want to describe exactly how this particular smart contract works. Okay, Forsage X3 and Forsage X4, all right? I want you to imagine this particular smart contract like the way you would imagine a mall, all right? Somebody can build a building and subdivide it into cubicles where you can rent licensing into any one of the cubicles and actually do business, conduct business in any one of those cubicles, all right? And each subsequent cubicles in that particular mall has a different price, all right? So if you want the smaller one, you have a different price, and the next one is a different price, and so on and so forth. So after using that particular analogy, let's call these particular cubicles slots, all right? So Forsage X3 has 12 slots, all right? So it has 1, 2, 3, up to 12. Forsage X4 is similar. It also has 12 slots. The other thing that you may notice here is that the first slot is priced in Ethereum, okay? So this is 0.025 Ethereum. If you don't know how much that will cost in Kenya shilling, it's approximately 4,000 Kenya shilling, or about $40, all right? So this specific one here costs about $40 right now, or about 4,000 Kenya shilling. The next one is double the price of the previous one. So it is, this one now would be about 8,000 Kenya shillings. The next one is also double the price of this particular one. That's why you can see this is 0.1. Then the next one is double the price of this one, which is 0.2. And it continues to double in price every successive slot until you reach the 12th one, which is 51.2 Ethereum. In fact, if I would just mention, this specific slot alone is 3 million Kenya shillings to rent, or to buy the license to this particular slot. You will have to spend 3 million Kenya shillings. To buy all the slots will cost you something like 6 million Kenya shillings. So you now have a perspective of the cost of these particular slots that you licensing that you can buy. Now, X4 is similar in price. It also starts with 4,000, doubles every successive slot, until the last one, which is the same price as the X3. Now, what are the major differences between Forsage X3 and Forsage X4? The differences are these. Forsage X3 is designed for people who can do reselling, okay? If you are able to build a team of users of this particular Forsage contracts, then Forsage X3 is good for you. But if you are here and you are saying, no, I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to invest and make money by investing, then Forsage X4 is meant for you, all right? So those are the two main differences between Forsage X3 and Forsage X4. So now I want to describe exactly how they work, and I want you to pay attention keenly. In this, the next few slides, these are the most important slides that I really want you to pay attention to know exactly how this particular Forsage will make you money over and over again and will help you to accumulate Ethereum cryptocurrency over a short period of time in such a record time, all right? So this is how it works. When you buy the license of the first slot, for example, all right, then you have the complete rights to resell this same license to other users. That's amazing, all right? So the first person that you resell this particular license to, you earn 100% income. So the amount that you spend is the same amount that this person spends, and you earn that 100%. And that money is credited to your wallet instantly, all right? Now, the second person whom you introduce or who you resell this particular license to, again, you earn 100%, and that money is credited to your wallet instantly. Now, since the next slot number 2 is twice the price of the first one, and you have now gotten 2 people who have bought this license, meaning now you have the money to buy the next slot. So you are now able to upgrade to slot number 2, all right? But if you continue to bring in people or who you get other people that can buy the first slot, that third person will do 2 things. You will not earn this money, but this money will renew your license on this particular slot. So your license is renewed, but the money goes to your sponsor, the person who introduced you to this particular smart contract. So the money goes to your sponsor, but this money, this particular person renews your license, and you do what is called a recycle. Meaning now, the fourth person, you earn 100%, the fifth person, you earn 100%, and the sixth person renews your license, and the money goes to your sponsor. So every 3, you earn 2, and the third one renews your license, and the money goes to your upline. There are 2 things that I want you to pay to understand at this particular point. Notice that there is no money that goes to the platform, because as I have mentioned before, there is no one behind the program. The program is a smart contract. So there is no company behind this particular smart contract. So you are not paying anyone. When you buy the license, you own the license. That's the product that you are buying. You are buying the license to resell that particular license. That is the product, all right? And when you introduce somebody who buys it, you earn 100%. When you introduce the second one, you earn 100%. The third person renews your license, and the money goes to your upline. Now, the same is repeated for slot number 2, exactly the same thing. The only difference with slot number 2 is that you earn twice as much as in slot number 1, because the price of the license is twice as much as the first one. I hope I've made that one clear, but you can always re-ask the question and I can repeat that. Let us now go to X4. How does X4 work? X4 works like this. It's slightly different, but almost similar. The first person that comes, you don't earn that money. It goes to your sponsor or your upline, whichever word you use, all right? The second one also, you do not earn from that. It goes to your, it goes to the network. It goes to the, what we refer to as the ecosystem, anyone within the network, all right? Now, you earn from the third one, you earn from the fourth one. Again, because this is twice the price of what you have paid for, now you are able to upgrade to the next level or to the next slot. And also you earn from the fifth one. The only one you don't earn from is the last one, which is slot number 6, the sixth person that comes, and that money, it renews your license and the money goes into the ecosystem. Now, for investors, these lines here, this donation, this money now feeds into investors, all right? So investors actually make money out of this particular money that move in this manner, all right? So this is how investors actually earn. And when that happens, when this is complete, you recycle and you start again afresh, all right? To earn again on slot 4. So the next person again that comes, it goes to your upline, and then you earn on these particular 3 slots. These other 2 go to the entire network. So that's how X4 works. It repeats for slot number 2 all the way to slot number 12, all right? All the way to slot number 12. So I think I've been a bit clear on that. Now, the next thing that I want to discuss with us is, after we have looked at this and understood how this particular works, now let me describe the strategy that we are using as a team to take advantage of this particular Forsage smart contract to accumulate Ethereum in the short run. Let me just summarize. Of course, first of all, I want to focus my attention mainly on X3 initially, and then I can be able now to give examples and so on. Now, to buy X3, I've mentioned these are the prices for each of the slots, all right? Slot number 2, slot number 3, slot number 4, those are the prices. Approximately, right now, it may cost you something to do with $61,000, which is about 6 million, as I have mentioned. So, using that particular model and using what we have already understood, this is the project we are using and adopting to be able to generate or to raise 38 million shillings in 90 days using this particular smart contract, all right? And this is the strategy. We go out and partner with 5 individuals who are like-minded like us, all right? Who understand about this smart contract and would like to get involved in this smart contract. So you go and get 5 people, all right? So that's person number 1, person number 2, all right? Person number 3, person number 4, person number 5. So you get 5 people who are like-minded with you. And the objective is to be able to buy all the slots within 90 days. That's 3 months, all right? So in 3 months, you give yourself the objective to buy all the 6 slots. And for X3, every person will be spending 6.4 million shillings approximately to buy each one of the slots. So on X3, we have learned that you earn all the money from the first person that you introduced. So that means from the first person here that you introduced, you will earn 6.4 million shillings at the end of the 90 days. You will also earn 6.4 million from the second person by the end of the 90 days. But the third person you will donate that to your sponsor, all right? So you will earn from the fourth person 6.4, and from the fifth person 6.4, and the total will be approximately 25 million Kenya shillings, all right? Now, if you also have trained these people, to do exactly what you have done, that means that they will also pass up. Just like the way you passed up one person, each one of them will also pass up one person to you, 6.4, 6.4, 6.4, 6.4. That's another 25 million Kenya shillings. If you total that, it comes to 51 million Kenya shillings. But how much will you have yourself spend to acquire these particular licensing levels? On X3, you will have spent 6.4 yourself. And on X4, you will also have spent 6.4. So the total amount that you will have spent is 12 million. Meaning that if we net off that 12 million from 51 million, that is where we will achieve our 38.4, approximately 40 million Kenya shillings in 90 days. All right. Now, this is also an understatement. If this happens, actually, this is an understatement. Why? Because I have not mentioned any earnings that you will have achieved on X4. And by the way, for your information, you normally earn more money on X4 than X3. All right. Now, let me just mention one other aspect that I have not mentioned on this particular strategy. The strategy is that we do not have 6.4 million shillings to begin with. In fact, we are only beginning with approximately 70,000 Kenya shillings. Let me back up a little bit just to show you exactly what I mean by that strategy. These slots here. So what we are doing with our 5, we are each buying initially. When we get in, we are getting in with approximately 70,000 Kenya shillings, or whatever the amount it is to buy slots 1, 2, 3, 4 on X3, and slots 1, 2, 3, 4 on X4. Now, when you buy these 4 and these 4 initially, it will cost you 70,000 Kenya shillings, all right, approximately at the present prices, at the current present prices. It could go up, it could go down, but basically it's been going up. In fact, 3 months ago, it would cost you something like $400 or even $300, but the prices of Ethereum has gone up, so it will cost you about $700, all right? So the initial investment for us in the strategy that we are using is that you come in with at least 70,000 Kenya shillings and you buy slots 1, 2, 3, 4 on X3 and slots 1, 2, 3, 4 on X4. Sorry. All right. And then when your first person, when you get your first person, you do not eat that money. You use that money to buy the next slot. So you keep on reinvesting and buying the next slot and so on and so forth. Now, let me give you now the practical examples of what we have been able to achieve, me and a few of my friends in the last 2 weeks, all right, in the last 2 weeks and so. By the way, if you have any question, kindly type it in on the chat. But at the end of this also, immediately I end the presentation, I will also welcome you to ask questions directly on anything that probably you may not have caught up. So let me now share. Practically what is happening on the ground. All right, and that will be fine. Let me now share that. Give me a second. All right, so if you can see my screen, I think you can type in 111. I can be able to acknowledge that if you can see my screen with Forsage. news and so on. Let me go to the main one here. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anne. Thank you so much, everyone there who has had this. Okay, so let me do one more thing here. I've just hidden my number there. Sorry. So if you had, I'm sure this is a recording. So I'm sure if you are looking at this recording, I'm sure you will back the video, and you will be able to see my number there, which is no problem. Yes, I have been able to do $6,000, actually close to $7,000. In fact, I may just want to say that I've actually surpassed $6,000 because I have another small account that has actually done almost $800. So $800 plus 600 is actually over $7,000 that I've done in the last 4 weeks. But probably before I go into that, I just wanted to show you these numbers also on the screen here. Ever since this particular project was launched in February, there are only 1 million participants, which is ridiculously a small number compared to it's an international thing. It's just a ridiculously a small number. Only 1 million people have joined. But it is a powerful thing. In the last 24 hours alone, there have been 588 people who have joined this particular platform. Now, how many people have been paid something? How many people have earned something out of this particular project? 955 and 56,000 people. That means 96% of the people have actually earned something. In fact, maybe the only people who have not earned anything are these 588 people who have just joined in the last 24 hours. Okay, then how much has this platform paid out? $684,000 million in that period of time. So I wanted to show you that. I also wanted to just you to pay attention to this a little bit. I have earned more money on X4 than X3. Again, another thing I want you to notice here is that I have only introduced only 4 people. So in terms of my 5, I have only introduced only 4. The other thing that I want you to notice that even the 4 that I have introduced, only 2 have gone past the first slot. So they have not even they have not done all the slots that are required for the strategy that we want to do. And if they had done that, probably we would be way up in the money, way up in the money. So you can see only 2 people have actually gone past the slot number 1. 2 have passed slot number 1 and have gone all the way to slot number 5, and only 1 has actually gone all the way to slot number 7. All right, that's something that you probably might want to see. You might want to also to understand what this number 1 indicates after the number of people that I've introduced. That number shows how many times I have recycled this particular slot. Meaning I have earned 2 and I have recycled once, and this is my second cycle. All right. So all these slots here I have recycled once. The other thing that you may want to ask me is, how come I have recycled this while I have only 2 people that I have introduced? How have I been able to recycle once? Meaning I have earned 2 and I have earned another 2. That's a good question, because of pass up from my success lines or downlines for that matter. All right. That's something that I want you to notice. I also want you to notice this, that I have earned more money. I have earned more money on X4 on levels that my downlines have not even reached. Look at all this. None of my downlines have actually reached here. I think only 2 have actually reached here. Only 2 have actually reached here, this one and this one. but I have earned all these other dots here that have made me to earn is none of my downlines. In fact, some of them are from my uplines, from my cross lines. That is why we are telling you that X4, you earn from the ecosystem. You do not earn only from your downlines, you earn from the ecosystem. And this is the description of how you earn. This color indicates a partner you have invited. This indicates an overflow from above. This is an overflow from below, and this is something that we will probably train in the coming days. I think I have done a lot of discussing about my account. I could show you others, but probably at this point, I want to welcome any question, any person who has any question to ask, and then probably we can interrogate that. Yes. So if you have any question about what we have discussed, you probably can unmute and ask, or type it on the chat and I will be able to answer. All right. Okay. Great presentation. Thank you so much. Somebody says there. But probably right now, let me just ask members, people who have earned something, all right? If you have earned anything at all on Forsage smart contracts. Oh, sorry. Lucy, yeah. Welcome, Lucy. Lucy, say something.
Yeah, thank you, JKI, for a good presentation, very clear. But I have three, not necessarily questions, but more clarification.
Yeah.
On X4.
Yeah.
So for X4, you said on X4, it's not a must you recruit, eh?
Yes.
So these 5 people, they are coming from where? Because you're not earning from the first and the second, you're only earning from the third and the fourth, if I got it right, eh?
Yes.
So you said your own recruitment. That's my first maybe clarification.
Yeah.
Then
yeah.
Okay.
Can I answer that?
You want to answer that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me answer that. Do you see these dots here that I've just been describing right now? These dots that you can see on X4, I don't know whether you can see my screen right now.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, so do you see this color here? I don't know whether you call it this sky blue. This one here.
Yes.
Sky blue, is that sky blue? Yeah, that's sky blue. It says partner you have invited. So this is somebody I've recruited. So when I recruit, when you see that dot here, you know that is somebody that I have brought. This other color here is somebody who has come from above. All right? Above meaning your uplines or whatever, it has been dropped from above. All right? Then this other color here, the darker blue here is a bottom overflow. Now, bottom overflow, by the way, does not necessarily mean your downline. In fact, let me tell you something here that happened on X for my X, and this is a classic example. This X6, level 6, slot number 6. Do you see that? Slot number 6?
Yes, we can see.
Yeah. First of all, when I bought this particular slot, I bought it ahead of my upline. My upline had not bought this slot. I bought it before them. In fact, before 2 of my uplines. So when I bought it, I got an overflow from above, not even from my immediate 5 uplines. I have actually drilled through my uplines to see who this person is. It comes from way, way up, almost 5 levels up my uplines. All right. Then immediately after that, my immediate upline bought this particular slot. When they bought this slot, guess what happened? They paid me. How much did they pay me? This one, by the way, is about $500 a piece. $500. My upline gave me $500. Then his upline, the upline of my upline, had also not bought, came and bought and paid me on this particular slot. Then later on, my downline also upgraded to this particular slot. It came here. So I didn't earn from that one. But this one here is one of my other downlines came and bought this, and I earned on that level. So you can earn from anywhere. They come from anywhere. It can be your downline, upline. So that is why the description of how the algorithm works to actually bring in people on X4. So X4, you just buy, the algorithm will do its magic and make you money on those particular slots. Yes, let me just mention one thing here. By the way, I need to mention this. Like any business, there are no guarantees, no guarantees. But the power of this particular smart contract is that you are personally in charge. You are in control of what happens to your business. You can determine how much you can earn yourself on this particular smart contract. In fact, the power is in your hands. And like in network marketing, multi-level marketing, whatever, the companies that tell us you must achieve certain quotas and things like that, here you determine when you want to work, when you want to make money, and so on and so forth. But I don't want to belabor that too much. I think all of you know business. That's how business is. So of course, there's the disclaimer that what you see is not typical, but it is part of what you can achieve. So go on with the second question. Sorry, go on with the second question. If I've answered the first.
The second and okay. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
The second and the third now. Yeah. So the second one, assume maybe I've taken the X3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to, do I say recruit, or maybe in quotes around 5 people? What happens that, what happens if I only get like 2?
Yeah.
Maybe I only get, so I'm able to earn from 2.
Yeah.
And I'm not able to recruit the third one for me to be able to renew the license. What happens in that case? That's my second question.
Okay.
And then the last one,
yeah.
The last one, you're saying the target is around $7-something thousand. So $70, if I got you right.
$700, yes.
Is that the minimum, or someone can work with something less than that?
You can, okay. Let me start with the last one. To join the contract, it's mandatory to buy the first slot and the first slot for either, or for both. Sorry, for both. You must buy the first one and the first one at once when you are joining. So that is the minimum. So the minimum you can say is about 8,000 Kenya shillings. That's the minimum. All right. But for our strategy, if you want to achieve the target that we are looking at to make 40 million shillings in 90 days, then that is where our strategy comes in. All right. Where we are saying start with a minimum of 70,000 Kenya shillings, buy the first 4 slots in X3 and the first 4 slots in X4. That is the strategy we are using to achieve the goals that we want to achieve. All right. But it is not a must that is how you can get involved in this smart contract. If your target is to be only making 3,000 shillings per sale, then buy only 1 slot. You will be making 3,000 shillings every time you make a sale. Now, let me go to your first question. What happens when you only make 2 sales and you don't make another sale? Then nothing happens. Yeah, nothing happens. But let's assume for a moment that probably one of the persons that you sold to saw the vision and ran with it and brought in many people. Do you know every time that particular person that you have introduced, every time they bring in 3, 1 of them is yours. Every time they bring in 3, 1 of them is yours. That is why, for example, let me show you this. Do you see my slot number 3?
Yeah, yes, we can see.
Slot number 3, I have how many people showing here? 2.
2.
How many people have I personally introduced who have bought this? 2. But look at it, look at this. I have actually already cycled on this, meaning that I have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sales that have happened on this particular slot alone with only 2 people. How is that possible? It's possible because of the pass-ups from my downlines. I have had more than 4 pass-ups onto this particular slot. And I've earned out of some of them, actually 2 of them. All right. So I hope you understand that. But of course, we will have more specific trainings to be able to demystify that part. But I just want to tell you, this is a powerful program that you take control of and so on. I don't know whether that answers your question.
Yes, it has.
Okay. Anyone with a question? Any other person with a question? All right, I want to welcome now 1 or 2 members who have earned something out of this particular Forsage contract in the last 2 weeks, or even in the last 1 week. I would be glad for you to give a testimony, just in 5 seconds, just to encourage the rest of us who are here. I don't want to name names, just unmute and speak.
Hi, JKK, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Hi, how are you, Anne?
Merry Christmas. I'm fine, thank you. So to the guests on the call, my name is Anne Shiro, and I joined.
Is it me alone who cannot hear?
Yeah, we can't hear.
So for me, this is it. And the fact that really I don't have to go out there and like recruit. For me, I'm really focusing on the investment bit. So that is what I'm focusing on right now. And the fact that really I don't have to recruit, I can just invest. I just need to emphasize on that. For me, this is it. I mean, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm looking at my wallet. I'm like, my goodness, is this a miracle or a miracle? So thank you very much, JKK, for an awesome presentation. And I'd also want to give thanks to my uncle, Uncle Megwe, who also saw this idea and did not leave me behind. So Uncle Megwe, thank you very, very much for holding my hand, for believing in me, and for not leaving me behind in any business opportunity. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. By the way, for Anne, she wrote this, for me, I saw her account actually popping with money every other day. All right. It's just a miracle. But guys, there is something I've not finished the last part of the presentation. In fact, somebody has actually asked me, how do I make payment and get started? All right. And very quickly, that's the part that I have not completed. I want to do that in 1 minute. And in the meantime, let me ask Angomikwi to prepare just one closing remark before we close this. So let me share the last part of the slide just to tell you how to get started with this particular program. Let me share that. I don't know whether I'm on the right share. Let me share this. Okay, here. Okay, let me see that. Yeah, so if you can see the slides that are flying here right now, let me just share now how to get started quickly. So first of all, this is how to get started. Number 1, download, or if you have an Ethereum wallet, you are good to go. But you need to use one of these particular wallets, all right, that are free to use. Either Token Pocket on your phone, okay? If you are using iPhone or Android, use either Token Pocket or Trust Wallet. Personally, I prefer Trust Wallet. The main reason being, every time you are doing a transaction on Token Pocket, for every transaction, you have to put in your password, which again is a good security, all right? But in Trust Wallet, you log in once and you are able to do most of your transactions with one login at a session, per session, all right? I think that's the only differences that I have found between Token Pocket or Trust Wallet. Now, If you are using a laptop, you use MetaMask, all right? And the other thing I need to emphasize about wallets is that your 12 words, keywords are so important. Never ever lose them. Never ever expose them to any third party. Keep them safe. Then, in fact, the safest place you can keep them is in the bank. Take them to the bank for safe keeping. You will thank me later. If you lose them, you have lost your money for good, because it never reminds you about those keywords. Between you and God, those 12 words are very important. Now, number two, with the 70,000 shillings that we are starting with, you buy Ethereum. Where do you buy Ethereum? Go to the website called localcryptos.com and you buy your Ethereum there. You buy using M-Pesa. It's very easy. Then you transfer them into your wallet. Then get back to the person who referred you to this particular platform to give you their link. When you get their link, now you can register. What is most important when you are registering is to make sure that the ID number of your sponsor is the one on the registration page. Never ever allow the link task to register you. It can register you to anyone in the entire network. All right. So just make sure that the number of your sponsor is the exact one that you are registering with when you are registering with the platform. So that's important. Can I put $500,000 each on X3 and X4? Absolutely, yes. In fact, if you can actually buy all the slots, And if you are an investor, this is what I advise you. Buy the whole of X4. Spend your 6 million. It is worthwhile. In fact, probably at that point, I just want to, for the last one, before Angomigwi comes in to just give the last words, let me just share this one last example of an investor. All right. I don't know whether you can see, you guys can see this. I want to log out from my account. And then I log into somebody who is an investor, basically an investor. An investor. This one here. All right. So this person here, all right. I don't know whether you can see this screen, guys. This person only invested on X4. They only bought X3, the first slot of X3 because it's mandatory. This is mandatory, all right? But the person only invested on X3. How much did they invest? About 6 million. How much have they earned so far? About 40 million, all right? Even if you give it 6 months that he has been there, 6 months and you make 40 million out of an investment of 6 million, I think is worth it, all right? And probably the last one that I probably want to give you an example is somebody who is a networker, and how much, if you are a networker, how much would you have made? Let me just show you that here, view that. For the same period, this is what a networker is likely to make. Almost $3 million over the same period. If you are a networker, you make 3 million as opposed to $3 million, as opposed to 300 million. $300,000. All right. Yeah. So that is it. I think I just want now to see if there's somebody who still has a question. Please, you can still type it on the chat. But let me welcome now and Ndekwa Migwi to maybe give a vote of thanks and probably tell us the way forward, at least to elaborate on our strategy. Just in a few words, please. Very short words.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, JKK. Now, I think I will be calling you the king of Forsage, because you saw it on our behalf and you had faith on the platform and the system. What I can tell our members is like those of us who have been in this industry of network marketing, we've never seen something like this. I've been in the industry for over 20 years now, and I'm telling you, I've never seen somebody earn this kind of money in a very short time, like in 10 days. At the 10 days, for someone to have earned $500,000 Kenyan shillings, it means if it happens in the product companies, you must have recruited more than close to 100 people, because we've been there, we've done all that, and we saw. For me, when I saw this, and all I needed is, I believed even before I saw my results, because I looked at the young people who presented this information to us, and what they were able to do even without social capital. And I said, what about me? So, and here I want just to address some of the people who are like, they're laid back, they don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to encourage you tonight, if you are there that day and you see a 22, a 23, a 24-year-old with an account of 1.1 million, and all they did is talk to 3, 4, 5 people. In fact, one of them had, I think, 8 people. And I looked at my social capital and I said, I know more than 8 people. And of course, there are those who've told them about this business and about the key thing here is don't prejudge anyone. Tell anybody, you don't know who is looking. And probably you might be the connector to their wealth, to their freedom. So don't shy away. Don't just make money alone. And of course, we have the investors. If you have 6 million, don't talk to anybody. If you have 6 million with you, don't talk to anybody. Just invest that money and sit back, let the money work for you. Because now you are where we say that an investor, money works for you. But if you are like me, Simon, and others, please, let's tell everyone, let's build this. The other thing I saw is the strategy. A strategy that works. And where is the work? The work is not even the investment of the 70,000 Kenyan shillings. The work, the labor is in getting 5 people who are like you. So the $1 million question is, who are you sold into? Who are you sold into? Because people will buy who you are sold into. So if you are sold into this program, guess what? You will embrace the program first. Then people will be buying you. They will not be buying Forsage. If you see Forsage and you say, this is for me, number one, I see the future of my family, I see my dreams come true, guess what? You will embrace it. And the people you are going to talk to, guess what? They will not buy into the program. They will buy into you. So that becomes so easy, because when I saw this, I didn't hesitate. In fact, I've registered, I've partnered with 4 people. So I have 4 business builders. I'm not building them. They're not building me. We are building this together. I'm not going to work for them. They're not going to work for me. We are partners, equal partners on this. Equal partners on this. I put in some effort. They put in some effort. Remember, decisions determine destinations. So the question is, where are we going? So, and that is why JKK, he has outlined our goals, because now the next question is, do you have a plan of action? And yes, we are taking action. So all I can do is just to pass a vote of thanks to JKK for being a selfless leader and pouring his heart out on this, trying even to attack or answer all the questions. And then to you members, and of course, the people who saw this, they believed in the people who introduced them to this without even seeing any results. I remember the first days, we didn't have any back office to show. We didn't have money there to show that we've earned. But there are those people we talked to, and they said, because it is you, I will partner with you. So I really want to thank you for that. And also for you, the guest, because you took time. I know we are busy. We are just about to go back to school. And I know parents, we are busy. And you took time off your busy schedule and you zoomed in using your internet, your data, and all that. So we want to recognize you and we want to welcome you with both hands and own your game. We will act as a resource. We will talk to your people. We will guide them. We will show them the opportunity. Please, we will be your resource, but you must see this and say, I want to own this. This is my game. Thank you so much, JKK, and have a good night.
Thank you so much. So guys, I think we will leave it at that. Get back to the person who referred you here. They will give you further instructions and information about way forward from here. Otherwise, I'm so glad we will always be here at 8 p.m. All right, we may not take as much time as we have done today, but I think it was also worthwhile to really pour our heart out to you guys and tell you exactly what we are doing, where we are, and what is happening. So thank you so much. God bless you. Have a good night and see you later.